Hello everyone, it's Nootan and welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to address this fact. The fact is that many students study in a English medium school and they have the great knowledge of grammar rules, English grammar rules. But when it comes to talk in English, they are not being able to talk effortlessly in English. And it I think it has happened with many students because they have the knowledge of grammar rules, but they are I think they are deprived of this fact, the fact of exposure to the English language, the way of speaking in English and the way of putting your thoughts, your ideas in English, present yourself in English with the comfort and the confidence. Maybe somewhere I am mistaken, but the main fact is that teachers are not pressurizing the students to speak in English because they also do not speak in English. When we go to the PTM, they pretend to be speaking in English, but the fact is that in the classroom they do not speak in English with the students. They just talk in their mother tongue, and the same thing is happening in I think many schools in the classroom. So it should not be happening because it is a foundation point, foundation stage, and if the students are not being exposed to this language, or I would say here the importance of speaking in English, so who will take care of this thing to the students? Because that's the point, they can have a good command over English language. I'm not saying that students are not being able to speak in English. Many students speak in English and respond in English, but they are few. And if I talk about the rest of the students, like 80%, maybe 80 to 90% students are not being able to respond in English, and they are not comfortable with this language, putting your thoughts in English and presenting your way of speaking in English. They are not being able to do so. This should not be happening. Teachers should encourage their students to talk or respond in English, and this will happen when teachers will start speaking in English, ask questions to the students in English. Their student also going to get encouraged there, because they have no choice that time, and they'll have to make their mind to respond in English because they have that time. Students have that time, the fear of being punished, so they are going to just talk or respond in English that time. Initially it appears like a pressure, okay, in a starting point, but as you start speaking in English, I'm talking about the students who are in the school right now, who are studying in a high school, and they are not very much exposed to this language, and they are well aware of the importance of English language, but they do not speak in English. They have the fear and they feel shy to speak in English. I'm talking about those students. They will have that time pressure to respond in English, the pressure of also the pressure of being punished, that if they do not respond in English, they will get punished. So that's why I'm saying this to you. Teachers also have this responsibility to talk and ask questions to the students in English, so students somewhere going to get encouraged. Maybe they are feeling like some fear, and out of fear they start speaking in English or responding something in English. Maybe initially they use one or two sentence in English. Finally they feel like confidence, and again they want to speak up something in English. They want to come first to speak in English with the teachers. Here I want to say parents also have this responsibility, this kind of responsibility, that they should, if they are well educated, they should talk with their children in English, and that's how children are going to get encouraged by seeing their parents speaking in English, and they will also start speaking in English, responding in English. So it is also a responsibility of the parent. Okay. And if I tell you about the students English aspect of speaking English, aspect of speaking in English, why I'm saying this to you, because they have a good knowledge of grammar rules, and in written exam they usually get good marks like 80 or 90%. Okay, but it's not about getting a good marks. Okay, it's about speaking in English. It's about your way of communicating in English. You are being able to do this because English is, rather, it's a second language to us, but yes, it is going to benefit you a lot in your practical life when you do some job, or when you go outside in the world, and you'll see the importance of speaking in English, because it's now, it is an international language, and now it has become a skill, and everyone wants to grab this language and want to have a good command over this language. So here I want to say both things. One side, I want to say this: teachers have this responsibility to encourage their children, their students, to talk or respond in English. On the other hand, students also have to uh, become so much serious to about this English language, and learning this language, and having a good command over English language, and they must try to speak in English. They must start an initiative to uh, respond or elaborate some things in English. That's how they can have a good command over English language, because it will become that time a habit, and they'll become habitual by doing speaking, practicing, and they can talk with their classmates in English, and that's how uh, they are going to have a good command over English language. So it starts from here. So what is your point of starting to speak in English? It all depends on you. You need to focus on this fact. Thank you so much.